Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Lyrically Acclaimed Podcast. I'm your host, Ill-Minded Taz, and I'm with the one and only ARCHIE, man, Archie Boy in the building.
You know what it do?
What's going on?
What it do?
Today, Uncle D can't make it today, but we just gonna put it out there. He's gonna be back and forth, you know what I mean? And he's dealing with his little personals, so he's gonna be back and forth on every other episode until he fully comes back. So, but don't worry, he'll be here next week when y'all gotta answer them questions. He'll be here next week.
Y'all don't even want to know what I saved y'all from. But it's coming down the pipe.
Pipeline. Just be prepared. Just be prepared.
Hey, while y'all at it, man, go like all and share all the socials. YouTube, Lyrically Acclaimed Podcast. Facebook, Lyrically Acclaimed Podcast. Instagram, Lyrically Acclaimed Podcast. You can also find all of us at your Instagram's Ill-Minded Taz. Mine's is call me Archie _ after call and _ after me. Lock in with us. We got more than just a podcast going on. We got music shows. We behind the scenes stuff, man.
You have a lot coming down in the pipeline.
Yeah. Also look up Uncle D over there on Black Bear Productions. Yeah. He handy with that camera, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Uncle D and Black Bear Productions. Go check him out, man. Out here milling. Go check him out.
But as always, thank y'all for the likes, the shares, the comments. Thank y'all for keeping us going. Thank y'all for the views, especially. Yeah, man. Thank y'all for all that. We wouldn't be here without y'all.
That's a fact. And let us know. Do you like the lyricists? I fucks with it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
The more it comes in, the lyricists as a fan base sounds nice. You feel me?
Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
The lyricists. We can get a little merch made. You know what I'm saying? Would y'all like some merch? Are we talking about merch too early? Let us know.
Comment,
we can get some lyrically acclaimed shirts. We ain't gonna hurt too many pockets. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna do what we can if y'all want some shirts.
Facts. But like I said, just pay attention. We got a lot in the works. You feel me? But anyway, how you been, bro?
I've been good, man. Today been a long one, you know. It's been a long day. We got up early. We did what we had to do for work. Came home, mowed the lawn, then went and did some shit my girl wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And now the podcast, so my brother just running on all cylinders.
Yeah, sure. Right.
You know what I mean? It's but life been good. I ain't got no complaints. I'm about the only thing I can complain about is the old AC system in this damn house. Man, need to get swapped out. It's running up a bill on my boy. That's about all I can say. Not in this economy. Hell no, man. This shit need to get fixed. Yeah, how about yourself, my brother?
Man, I can't complain. You feel me? Right now, like I said, living life. Well, that's all I can say. Really living life. Can't wait till baby boy gets here. Besides that, just been chilling, working, doing what I do always. You know what I mean? Come back.
Oh, speaking of baby boy, you better grab them clothes. My girl gonna jump up one side of you and come down the other.
Hey man. I forgot last week. I got him this week.
Oh shit.
But yeah. Besides that, everything's been good, you know what I mean? For me personally. Just been working on some things for music wise, working on new things, trying to lock in with some people. You know what I mean? To make some things work, you know what I mean? Make some shit shake. Trying to be more active. I know it's in the middle of the year. Haven't been active like that, like I supposed to, but life is life. And trying to get more active. So I've been tapping in with people, see where we can go. And, make new arrangements because, out here, shit wild, bro.
Yeah, you know what,
shit
man,
wild, bro.
Real about that shit. I got a smooth little shout out to something on TikTok that I seen. Hold on, I ain't gonna have it playing all in there. Hey, shout out to Jane Lee on Instagram, man. If you into music
on TikTok.
Yeah, on Instagram,
TikTok, wherever you can find her.
Yeah, Jane Lee, look her up, man. If you into music and you trying to change the way you think about this, and you need a little more motivation to push you further, go look up Jane Lee, man. She
been putting boys on game, bro.
Yeah, man. And that's about all the sauce I'm giving y'all today.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all of it, man. You gonna have to go do your own homework. Yeah, but yeah, go look up. If you serious, you need a boost, you need an extra mind state. Yeah, go look it up, man. But other than that, shit, yeah, because that's exactly what me and Taz been on, man. Our conversation's been a lot about that here lately, is moving forward and taking the steps that we really need to. And it seems like, man, first big step we got to figure out is these dang producers.
Yeah, bro.
Man, because
what's crazy is just the fact of the matter is, and I ain't gonna lie, is like, now that you get information, you have to start looking at things quite differently. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we all trying to make it. We all trying to grow. We all trying to spread our wings and fly out here in this industry. But, yo, reading some of these contracts, especially after what you learn, it's like, nah, this seemed more a little bit kind of predatory, because it's like, damn, bro. And this is just a little insight for anybody. Y'all guys, like they always say, read the contracts and read it and try to understand what you signing up for, because sometimes we all make some quick decisions based off of what we're working on, based off of via music. We start making quick decisions because a beat sound nice and is you have a vibe, and you could feel the energy of you writing and you making your story, whatever song, whatever you want to do. But the thing about this is, everything is said in that contract, where sometimes we may bypass it real quick and not understand how it may affect us later on, because you never know what's going to blow. You never know what's going to take off. Any song that you write today could be that song that could take off and launch your career in a different way, you know what I mean? Or launch you into a different atmosphere of it. And what we've been learning on this past few weeks here is a lot of things without contracts is kind of, when you put it on a perspective, it's kind of, I'm not going to say, we could say it's fucked up.
yeah,
But I know everybody's doing what they doing, but at the end of the day, for us as artists, it's kind of, in a sense, fucked up.
yeah, man. Because I don't know about y'all out there, but I know from what me and Bruh been talking about, it's insane. And maybe I'm wrong. I'll admit it. Sometimes I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot. But for some reason, I had this feeling like I ain't. And that's why I'm really getting away from YouTube beats. Is because, man, you read those contracts. It don't matter if you pay 40. You know, unless you getting that unlimited, and maybe even I haven't got to see one of those unlimited.
Unless you get that exclusive.
Yeah, you got to get that exclusive.
Because even on unlimited, it's the same way, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and what we're talking about is this: when it comes down to publishing,
Yeah, bro.
your publishing of a song is 50-50 split. When you sit down here and think about it, and we gonna put y'all on a little bit of game. When you sit down there and think about it, as an unlimited contract, really and truly of that situation is that the fact of the matter is, you are entitled to do whatever you want up to a certain amount of years, which every contract is going to tell you how much years this contract is due. So if it's 5 years, 10 years, whatever. But there is no limits on streaming, what you use. Sometimes it's music video, they probably say one, they probably say unlimited, where it goes to radio stations, etc. The thing about this is, when you understand what your publishing deal is, that the fact of the matter is, if this song blows, 50% of your publishing of your song, no matter if they make the beat, it's your song. That is your words, your everything, your essence, and what that brings this beat turns it to this song, and 50% of your publishing goes to that producer. Now, if y'all looking at it, y'all might say 50%, that ain't bad. But think about it this way: you don't own that beat. That means you, another guy, another female, anybody else could have that same beat and that same exact contract. You're only getting 50%. Now, when you do the math on that, the producer, is getting 50% from everybody that gets that beat. Now, when you sit down here and think about that, who's really winning here? That, to me personally, like I said before, I see the game, what they're trying to do, but and the essence of it is the same way like how we look at record labels and everything like that. Is in a sense of a way where it's most likely standard contracts that probably BeatStar, whoever does it, whatever. But as an up and coming artist, that is hindrance to you. When you sit down there and look at it, you paid for a beat, probably $200 for this beat for Unlimited, and still you got to share 50% publishing. Rather than if it was two of y'all being up and coming, a producer and a artist, y'all make a deal. You could get exclusives and probably make a deal on the side. If this really blows, y'all get little royalties here and there, whatever, and y'all make y'all deal where the fact of the matter is your publishing is all you. You don't have to hear that one song on your beat with 10 different people, 20 different people, or however many people bought the beat is on that one song. You know what I mean? So this is what we're talking about when it comes down for independent artists. Like,
yeah, for independent, man. That's the whole point, right? We're trying to do this on our own. We're not trying to lock in, crazy. And don't get me wrong. Like, I understand you got to do business, but as a beat maker, you having 50% of my publishing, and I read in one contract that I gotta put him as a co-writer. A co-writer. You didn't write these lyrics, bro.
You wasn't there with me.
This version of the song that's on your beat wouldn't even be there. Let's say it blows up. That wouldn't have been nothing if it wasn't for my lyrics, bro. I don't understand that. To me, these producers can be predatory. A lot of them. You talking about these no-name YouTube producers. Name me one hit that you got. And name me why I should be giving you 50%. What you looking for is a bag. You're looking for a bag, and you're trying to run up a check real quick. Infinite money glitch, because definitely if you get unlimited, a lot of these unlimited contracts that you sign with these beats, they say 1,000 years.
Yeah,
so not
forever,
only
what's to call them forever.
Yeah,
the forever contracts.
Yeah, man. See, so look, not only are you sharing that beat with this person for 1,000 years, let's say they pass, you pass, now they estate still getting paid, your estate still getting paid, you're still getting shysted out of your money. And look, I don't mind collabing with people. I don't mind collabing with a producer. Like if I'm in the studio and a producer is just cooking up a beat and then we in there working, you know what I'm saying? That's probably the only time I feel like, man, this man sat there and made that for me. He helped me get the vibe right. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? He was in there. He's in the gym with me.
Yeah, he's been there rocking with me this whole time.
Like for real, somebody like Spiff.
Yeah.
That's somebody I would give, like, I ain't gonna say 50. Sorry, Spiff, love you. But maybe like 20%. Because I gotta have majority share in my lyrics, in my publishing, and in my my writer's credits. Like, come on now. But like specifically, man, these producers, man, YouTube beats, I think, are getting to a point where it is just basically it's a way for people to spam beats. Some young upcoming upstart gets in there. Next thing you know, maybe they blow up, maybe they don't, whatever. But now you got some dude that got famous off of TikTok, off of your beat. Now you getting all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you it's a way to bandwagon your name up the list, right?
That's facts.
So me personally, what I've been doing, I've been trying to find producers who I find on the internet, and I find them like who are just like me. You know, not too many people outside of their city know them. You know what I'm saying? But they sharing their stuff out on the internet. They on TikTok making beat. You know what I'm saying? Showing stuff like that. They ain't getting many likes. And I've been trying to lock in with them, the underdogs. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's where it is. Like I found this dude named Byron on TikTok, man. He from Pittsburgh, got some pretty good beats, man. And you know what? He a real one. He send me a beat pack. He tell me his prices for, you know what I'm saying? I buy whatever beats I want. Boom. Them are my beats. That man ain't doubling back. He ain't coming back around for asking for something. He just, you know what I'm saying? Them yours. Do what you got to do with them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, that's what we looking for, man. We looking for somebody who gonna work with us. Cause even if the man did ask, like, hey man, just throw my producer, throw my name out there, give me the credit in the when you writing down your on your distributor or whatever, give me credit in that thing and we be good. Give me like 12%, 15%. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But I do that. I'll do that out of love. Like, you know, a motherfucker ain't even gotta ask me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's just getting really shiesty out here because the game is already tilted against us one way. I mean, we got major record labels coming out, making it hard for independent, buying up indie things left and right. And now, as an indie artist, as an independent artist, you got to work 10 times harder to try to keep the pace of a record company that's making billions of dollars.
Shit.
They own stakes in Spotify. I'm pretty sure they own stakes in Apple Music. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're really going. It's time. I think it's really time, to be honest, to get back to doing what we've been doing since the beginning.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, not only just with the music, I'm talking about face-to-face networking, getting out there and talking to people. You ain't never gonna meet a DJ if you don't go
talk to
go
them.
hit the clubs. Facts. You ain't never gonna meet a producer if you ain't in the studios, or if you ain't talking to people. You never meet another rapper, or you know what I'm saying, or nothing like that. Maybe the guy you gonna make the hit with. But man, all this stuff, man, it's getting to the point where it seems like everything is too much of the internet.
You got to, like, it's something we said before. Sometimes, like, the internet is good and bad. You feel me? And the good part of it is, yes, do you discover a lot of artists, producers, songwriters, A&Rs, PRs, even people that give you advices with it? Yes, that's a good thing. But to me, it's meant for how I look at it as, just like Archie was saying, we don't know these people face to face. We just know them based off of the videos that we viewed. It's time for us to go back and do that network, do the groundwork again, because we are so locked into the internet realm that the reality of it is that, bro, you blowing up off of a song that pretty much was 30 seconds until you hear it. And after that, we don't hear nothing. That's not how this should be worked, bro. Really and truly, your music is supposed to speak for itself no matter how far as you go in this shit. And at the end of the day, the way that goes is like the same way. I remember when we was in New York, where I'm from, is the fact that you used to have guys out there, yo, you want to buy my mixtape? You want to buy my CD? Yo, I did this. And they would probably give you a little preview of one song, show that shit to you, like, what you think? Yo, give me a donation. If you can, just give me a donation, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they're doing the groundwork to promote themselves. You're actually communicating with this person. If you want to have a conversation, you have a conversation. You learn about this person to the point it's like, all right, cool. You mad Gucci, let me check your shit out and whatever. And you fuck with it, you start sharing everybody else. Like it was word of mouth, like back in the day. Besides the radio play, because you know how this how that goes. It was radio play that really discovered a lot of artists. But we made this shit get too easy. And that's how we get where the fact of the matter is we don't get artists that last no more. We get artists that pretty much 1, 2 and gone. Like there's no longevity no more, bro.
Man, you know what? I seen this. That reminded me. Something what you said reminded me. I was watching this. My TikTok algorithm, like I was telling you, bro, it's locked in. I'm on indie hip hop, indie music industry TikTok right now, right? And there was this chick, right? And she was saying, so I've been working on this album for 3 years. I finally dropped it, put it on Spotify, did everything I had to do. Did it the right way. And you know the right way. You know what I'm saying? She did it all the right way, right? She starts getting start getting some traction on it, right? And next thing she know, her distributor, which I think was DistroKid, took down the whole album. Out of nowhere, right? So she was trying to figure out what was going on. So she reached out to DistroKid. DistroKid said, well, you're on some artificial playlists that, we're not supportive of, You need to get with Spotify. And she was like, well, fuck, I ain't pay for, I'm not out here paying for bots. You get what I'm saying? So she goes over to Spotify and she reaches out to the Spotify people and they basically told them, they're like, there ain't nothing we can do. Because she paid Spotify to promote it, help promote it or whatever. And what they did was they just threw her in some random ass fucking playlist, right? So now she's kind of like, what am I supposed to do? Because my stuff was gaining traction, but now I don't know how much of that traction was real and this and that and all that, right? And I say all that because you brought up radio play.
Yeah.
Streaming killed radio play, and we had a big part to play. Our generation specifically.
Facts.
We killed the natural order of the pecking order, right? Used to be, back in the day, you start off locally in your local circuit.
Mm-hmm.
You hit the stages in your local circuit. Your city start messing with you. Maybe you get a song on the radio. You know what I'm saying? In your local area, turn that up. Let it get some plays. You know, just promotion. It's good promotion. Then you start shopping your stuff around, like your region. You know what I'm saying? Get on the radio stations there. See what you can do. Then you start shopping it around. Next thing you know, you probably got somebody reaching out to you. You know what I'm saying? Being like, hey, man, I was riding through Houston and I heard your track, man.
Yeah.
We've been trying to reach out to your team, man. What's up? You know, but we took that away and we replaced it with
DSPs.
With DSPs, and which it's packaged up like it's packaged up like it's for independent, right? Because think about it. I can record a song right now
and drop it.
Get it mixed up, get it mastered up, get a video shot, record it. I already said record it. Drop it on the DSPs, and then now my stuff's on Apple, Spotify. Now it's up to me to promote it, right? I got to do my little rollout and all that. You know, got to make sure everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what makes that incredibly difficult, right, is not only have we set ourselves up in a position to where the competition is even more, because now you're not just competing locally and regionally or statewide. You're competing with everybody around, right? So this sound from California, this sound from New York, this sounds from Pittsburgh, this sounds from Atlanta, this sounds from Louisiana, this sound from Memphis. Now you're like, okay, so now I'm in a bigger pool of fish, right? Mm-hmm. And now I gotta compete even harder for which, as an artist, hey man, I think that's good. You got to know who your rivals are, right? I think that's good. It helps you sharpen your iron. But now I'm in this bigger pool. Spotify and Apple, we've already said, are owned by some. They got stakes. These record labels got stakes in it. What do you think them record labels are going to do at some point? My artist is dropping. I don't care about you. No play. Yeah, no. I want my guy. I don't care how hot that guy's song is. I want you to throttle his. I want you to lift my guy up. You know, I want him to be on the face of all the new and upcoming. And it's created. We created our own cage. Is basically what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
We bought into what was sold to us, and I know you've been seeing the David Banner stuff, right? And the way he's explaining it is so real. You know, they came, it sounds like in his era, in his generation, they came through when people were doing it independent and actually making names for themselves, came through and bought up everything. Shut down the independent market so that it's more reliant on the mainstream market, and then sucked it all up. You know what I'm saying? Put a bottleneck on everything so they could control who comes in and out. The only person who's been able to escape through it is Tech Nine. Facts. Man, I swear, I remember when I really found Tech Nine, I really got into it and I started. I always had this dream, like, man, he's like a sensei. I'd walk into the
dojo,
slide the doors open, and he's sitting there trying. Because I was like, man, I want to know how his mom works and how he came up with this, and him and I can't remember, Travis, I think that dude's name is, that's his business partner. How'd they come up with it? What's their game plan? What's the thing that worked for them? Because it's so hard to be outside of the industry but thrive like that man had.
Yeah.
It's like that man is quite literally a rose in concrete. You know what I mean?
Because I know Tech Nine. I haven't done a lot of research on Tech. He was part of the industry first, right? Did he start off?
So when he was younger, right? In the 90s, he got noticed. You know, he got added onto some labels.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think it was Republic.
Okay,
I might be
okay.
misremembering that. Don't crucify me, all of the technicians out there. But yeah, I think it was. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to
So-
speak out of turn.
The way I'm looking at it is he did something that a lot of people, I'm going to say a lot because a lot of people probably haven't, or it depends on where your mindset is. He pretty much learned the game because at the end of the day, it's all about learning. Like, no matter what, you probably, and you know, back in the 90s, we all know 90s, 80s, 90s era is really when people was really trying to make a name and you really had to make a name. You can't just put everything and anything out and go like, this about to blow. Nah, you had to make a name. You had to have a look. You have to be unique on these streets. You have to make something like, who are you? You have to represent who you are. And to me, how I look at it as he kind of learned the game. Him and his business partner most likely learned the game and go like, all right, cool. Now I see what they're doing. They build, and it's the same thing. Like, build a fan base that's gonna be hardcore followers. Build that fan base up. He already know who's following. You could see it on most likely in the charts. You could see who's really fucking with you when your albums releases or whatever. Once you know your contract up, are you gonna resign or are you gonna move forward?
Yeah.
Once you realize what's happening, fuck it. I understand the game now. I'm not, if it's anything, I may have 50% knowledge of what's happening, but it's enough for me to go like, all right, cool.
I want to say a big part of what makes Tech special is not only his, like, definitely when he was younger, because you know the man in his 50s now.
Yeah.
The man in his 50s is still dropping
albums. Yeah.
You want to talk about longevity.
Still going crazy.
You want to talk about fucking longevity. Let's talk about Tech Nine. Right? The man started in the 90s. He got to see an era of hip hop that all of us glorify, the 90s. He said he got tracks with Tech Nine. He's been in these rooms with these big, not Tech Nine, Tupac. Yeah, obviously he got tracks with
Tech Nine. He is Tech Nine.
He got tracks with Pac and stuff like that, right? He had a track with Pac or something like that. You know, man been around long enough, he done seen it. He done seen it all, probably done it all a couple hundred times. And one thing I constantly hear him talking about is the way he tours.
Yeah.
The way he tours and his tour schedule. What the fuck? Hold on. Fireworks, bro. Oh. Y'all gotta excuse us.
That's fine.
Hold on, I gotta go close this door. D, cut this out.
That's fine. That's damn.
In the middle of
That's crazy. Cause in my head, I'm like, is Bubba banging on something? Like, I was trying to figure out who was slammed the door. Yeah, I was like, what the hell is happening?
like, wait a minute. Boy, if we could close this bitch. God damn, bro.
Oh boy.
Fix this. All right. Anyway.
All right.
All right, D. After this. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excuse me, guys. Some of the neighborhood kids decided to pop fireworks. We thought we were able to keep the doors open, but I guess not. Yeah, Anyway, back to kind of what I was saying. Tech came up because he tours a lot.
Yeah.
That's one thing for sure. I'm pretty sure because that show money is different money.
Yeah.
Definitely once you got a name. And not only because he tours a lot, it's because he built the craziest fan base.
Yeah.
Like, he built a crazy fan base. Like, when I tell you you could probably go anywhere in America, probably even outside of America. People probably more than likely know who Tech Nine is.
Yeah.
He's got, like, this fan base that are crazy about him. They love him. They're willing to do whatever for him. Like, Like I've listened to Tech Nine. I started listening to Tech Nine in like, I think I was like 17, 18, you know what I'm saying? Whenever he dropped that all 6s and 7s tape, man, that's the tape that locked me in with Tech, right? And then I kind of started going back and forth with his older stuff, and I started realizing what made Tech so special to his fans, what made him special to me, was like he had this raw, revolutionary style because he didn't give a care, and then he had this different way of thinking.
Yeah.
It was kind of almost like rock for like the 50s. You know what I'm saying? Vibe. Like it's like, oh, my parents think you're the devil. But you know what I mean? Really, for real. And so it kind of had that rebellious vibe to it. And then like just the way he was able to do things, and definitely in an era as millennials when the world didn't care. We living through Obama, the Great Recession. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We living through all this crazy stuff. We done seen 9/11. It's just something for people to latch on to. You know, we like you old fucks. We don't care about what you do. So he was just a rebellious thing, right? And I think that what made him get big, but that was his gimmick, right? Not even his gimmick. He was just being authentic
to himself.
That's something we've been talking about too.
Yeah, authenticity is the key, bro. It's to me, and this is why I'll say why independent to me is some real shit. You get to be authentically you. You don't have to put on no gimmick. You don't have to put on. You don't not just put on. You don't have to make songs that you feel is not you. Because sometimes we've always said this before. There's certain songs we listen to and it's like it damn near feels like it's rinse, copy, repeat for a lot of people. It's the same song over and over and over again. This is why I said earlier, sometimes with that it gets oversaturated and then it gets played out. And to the point as an artist you get played out. Because it seems like you're doing the same thing the next dude doing next door to you or on the left or the right of you feel me? And that's why I feel like, when you go independent and you really understand the business and you really understand what you're getting yourself into, you tend to work harder for it to preserve your own self and your career. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If somebody offers you a $10 million contract, does it look nice? Yes, it does. I ain't saying that. But you also got to look at what's coming out of that. And to me personally, if somebody has to take control of my own career or what I say in music or I gotta be like this person, nah, bro, don't make sense to do that $10 million deal, bro.
You know what? That also makes me think about like the original independent king, Master P. Boy,
No Limit.
No Limit.
Soldiers
came up off of the back of this man just driving around selling tapes
in the back of his trunk. Out of his trunk.
Or he took that same hustle mentality he had in the streets and he put it out there with music and it brought him something.
Yeah.
And No Limit was just as big as Cash Money when it first all came out. When Louisiana really started hitting the world scene, bro. You know what I'm saying, the hip hop scene, it was just like, whoa, and the key points, if we look at all that stuff, right? Let's look at Tech Nine, let's look at Louisiana, because that's even the way Cash Money started. Cash Money, Birdman and them were just independent at first, right? They were just independent. They were probably kind of sort of following, because I want to say Master P came out first, and then it was Birdman and them, right?
Well, I believe so.
And so I want to say they kind of were just low key following the same cut. I don't know exactly the whole full backstory. So again, don't crucify me. And Birdman, don't put some respect on my name. But I want to say it's about the same. But that Louisiana sound was different.
Yeah, you brought something different out.
And that's what I think is missing from the game today, definitely in the independent lane, is because you got a lot of people trying to copy what's already out there. You get what I'm saying? You don't have, and don't get me wrong, I don't know every independent artist. I just know the ones that I hear. And like, there's some people that I definitely on TikTok or Instagram when I'm scrolling my feed, and I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, this dude just sounds like Travis Scott. This dude's just trying to sound like Kendrick Lamar. This dude quite literally says, if you like Jid's music, you will like mine. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
We already got Jid. We don't need Jid at the house. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for real, we don't need Tyler the Creator at home. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go push past what Tyler did. If you're gonna be a Tyler fan and you copying his, that's what I'll be trying to get to. Anyway, before I go down that rabbit hole of my thought process, back to what I was talking about. The authenticity is what really creates the moment.
Yeah.
Right? So like for us, for example, what do we get a lot when we on stage? We get that, oh man, different vibe. It's because we do things different.
Different energy.
We got a different energy. We got a different sound. And that's not putting stars on our chest. I mean, we do. You know what I'm saying? We do what comes from our heart. And that's for real. I mean, there ain't nothing that go listen to our music. I mean, if you ain't never heard our songs, go listen. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But like at the end of the day, you can tell that it's not what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? We take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and we make what we got. But at the end of the day, right, it's authenticity, and I think that's what people feel when we're on stage, right? But that's what's missing for me when I look at the industry and why it's so in disarray is because everybody want to be Drake, everybody want to be Kendrick. Everybody want to be all the names that are already there. They're just following coattail, right? And then it's not any better when you have fans who are coattail riding, definitely off of the back of this the last year's beef or whatever. This Civil War or whatever. That's man, fuck all that, bro. Let hip hop be. But again, back to my main point, right? Authenticity with the hustle seems to be the blueprint.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I can look at Master P. I can look at Cash Money. I can look at Tech Nine and see that. Matter of fact, we can go back to the original days because back before hip hop even had a platform. That's the only reason why guys like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five were because they were authentic to themselves until they started wearing the fits, the sparkly fits. You know, they were being superstars, but they were authentic. You know, they grew up in the basements. They grew up mixing, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Creating things, new things. And it was new. And I think that's what's hip hop's missing nowadays is that new, authentic.
I'm gonna say
that vibe.
Even if you had to think about it, go back to, and this is one of my favorites artists out here. Go back to Joyner Lucas when he first came out.
Oh yeah.
Listen to a lot of the songs that he made when he first dropped. Rose Cappuccino, I'm Not Black, I'm Not Racist, sorry. He even made a song, and it's always stuck in my head, but he made a song just for reckless driving. Be safe out here. Like when you listen to a lot of these songs, people ain't doing these awareness songs. People ain't making statements with these songs. And when he came out, these were the songs that he was doing, storytelling, giving you a different vibe where it's like, damn, I didn't even know the story of Ross Cappuccino until I heard it from him. Then I had to go and do the research. It's like, shit, I'm really shocked this kid survived back in the day, getting shot with a shotgun and all that type of shit. Like, it's crazy. And what made it so unique for him, and which he still does it today, even in the videos, is the way he does this perspective of showing you the inside of both sides of a story. You feel me? That's what's authentic to him. He does things where the fact of the matter is, it makes you sit down there and go like, damn, how did he think of this? How did he come up with this? Like, even videos wise, that's why they kind of call him like a little bit of a video king, because it's like the way he does the way he comes up with these concepts for videos. You just sitting down there like, damn, bro. But it's always the messages that he have in his songs too. And besides all of his vibey songs, he have a lot of songs out there that he's really speaking real shit. You feel me? What off of his last album last year, when he had that song, right now I ain't good with titles at the moment, but the video is where he had a homie, him and Jelly Roll had that song.
Yeah,
and
that song was,
and he's talking about his homeboy going through what is addiction and all this type of stuff, and how that went down.
To me, and I probably said this on this podcast already, song should have won a Grammy. Jelly Roll played a good role in that voice of his, Joyner's lyrics, and just reaching a part of America that probably most people don't fucking talk about. Is like definitely when you're going through a epidemic of fitness. Boy, that song should have won a Grammy. But you know,
It got overshadowed.
yeah, big label
Yeah.
had a different
But
arrow to point. You know,
that's a fact. But that's what I'm saying. This is what we talk about, being authentic to who you are. We always like to say it too. You are gonna make them tracks that's gonna hit the club. You know what I mean? You're always gonna make them tracks that's gonna probably resonate with the streets. But also, you have to make, if you know you feeling a type of way, or you have something on your mind that you want to lay down in the track, no matter if it's about a relationship, no matter if it's about a struggle, like you said, if it's an addiction struggle or you seen somebody struggling, you feel me? Yo, go ahead and write that song.
you know what? To be
you
honest,
never know who's really gonna touch, like real shit.
bro, because I feel like, excuse me. The truth is, right, people are tired of the same old stuff, right? We've already covered that ad nauseam, right? But what do people want? What do people want?
That's
right?
a good question.
It's a. But the truth is, people want to hear what they're going through.
Yeah.
People want to know that person on that screen who seems so far away that I see making these hits is human, just like I am. They want to know that they worry about the same things.
They want to resonate.
They want you to resonate with them.
They want you to resonate.
I think that is the key to this shit, bro. You really want to, besides getting music, you get women on your side, but anyway, you need music that resonates, man. It gotta hit the soul.
Yeah.
How do you think anybody ever became famous?
That's facts.
I promise you, Billie Holiday didn't get famous just because, just the way she hit a note, singing the way she did, made it hit somebody's spirit and was like, You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kendrick ain't famous just because, like, even Drake used to make those songs that you'd be like, boy, I'm going through this with my girl. And it's the same thing. You get what I'm saying? The backbone of all this is relatability, bro.
Yeah.
At some point, it's the same conversation. It goes back to even the original point. Everything has come down to be watered down from the YouTube beats, JID type beat, Kendrick type beat,
J. Cole,
Big X the Plug type beat, you know what I'm saying?
Beat, yeah.
Everything's become so watered down. Is because hip hop has become this thing that is just a moneymaker. It is supposed to be replicated. You know what? This guy made it this way. Let me do it that way. Let me do it this way. This is how his sound sounds. Let me do that. Let me do this. Let me do that. People ain't paving their own lanes no more.
That's facts.
And not only that, you got big label out here buying up everything and saying, well, if you want to be on, you want to make the money like such and such artist, big pop star artist, why don't you do what big pop star artists did? You know what I'm saying? Get out there. Show you. Yeah, let me see what you got. I mean, what you willing to do? What you willing to do for this check? For this contract? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it boils down to this, man: authenticity, having a good game plan, and having a great producer that locks in with you, that's wanting to grow with you. A producer nowadays is like back in the day DJs.
Yeah.
That's one thing we can say for sure. And even if your producer is a DJ, you even better.
I'm better, yeah.
You got somebody you can take to the shows that'll spin for you.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But they locked into each other. The fact that they understand. They know how to maneuver with you when you're going through your set list. They know how to play that right. Where the fact that when y'all go ahead and organize and you go like, all right, we're going to put here 1, 2, 3, you got it here. And then once they know you vibe and you on the same vibe and they can pick up on your energy, that set gonna kill, bro.
Yeah, I feel like, man, you got to just, there's so much we could just peel back from just what we're talking about right now. But I think there's a lot of this that we're still trying to figure out on our own. And there's so much that we could say, but you know, at the end of the day, it's not about trying to. Basically, we put it like this: we can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, that's facts.
That we ain't going to. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to overextend ourselves for no reason. We're going. We got the same dream as anybody else. We're trying to make something out of nothing.
Facts.
Right? And the only way we can make something is if we start feeding. You know what I'm saying? We got to start eating, man. The only way we can bring food back is if we go out and find the food.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's facts.
you know what I mean? There ain't no way in hell, you know. So anyway, not to sound all whatever, but yeah, man, going back, kind of landing back where we were just at is like, yeah, man, the industry is just in a weird place right now.
Man, I could say something. I got to do some homework. Like real shit. Do some homework. For everybody that's like artists out here, artist, producer, whatever in this industry, do your homework. Understand exactly, because like I said, we are pretty much giving you just a layer of things that pretty much we've learned, and we're still peeling back layers as we're going forward and how we're moving going forward. But the same thing for y'all. Go ahead and start peeling back them layers for you to understand where we're coming from. And once you start peeling back, y'all gonna realize the grind and the hustle are gonna be different for you if you're trying to make it as an artist, a producer, a songwriter, publisher, whatever. You're gonna realize it's gonna be a little bit different when you realize things ain't so sweet. There's a lot more hustle into this. There's a lot more, let's say, paperwork you're going to have to do for you to get where you're trying to go, especially if you're trying to do this your own way. That's all I can tell y'all. Do your homework, bro.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, you don't want people... The thing is, you want to know the game field, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to show up to a soccer field with hockey gear on.
That's
right?
facts.
You want to know what you're doing, right? So why not? The thing about this is the TikTok and Instagram, the whole last 20 years has probably messed up the way people think about the way this music industry works. And it's not just picking a beat, paying $40 for that beat, not reading the contract, just throwing your beat up, putting it on a DSP, and just hoping and praying. There is so much more behind all of that.
There's a lot more work to do,
even more than what you think.
That's a fact.
There's so much more behind that, and not only that is what the thing is. The basic thing we're touching on, which I guess we haven't really just said it is. Well, I guess we did say it is. This industry right now don't love you as an independent artist.
Facts.
You are the last thing on this industry's mind. If they ain't, what was it? Old boy said, "Man, you just a write-off."
Yeah, pretty much.
You just a write-off. You get signed, you get your little deal. You don't hit like they want. That's fine. They gave you that. They gave you that 100,000, 200,000,
a mil, whatever they gave you.
Yeah, you don't
just
pop.
a write-off ticket, bro.
Yeah, it's just a tax write-off, bro.
So I want y'all to sit there and think. Ask yourself about a lot of these artists that came out here for the past, let's say, 10 years, and even longer. Ask yourself, how come you haven't heard them? How come they haven't been pushed? How come you knew they songs were going good for 1 year? You ever realize people have that 1 year stint? Because I've been realizing that for a good minute they have artists that have that good 1 year stint.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they're going. Then nothing. Crickets. Probably by the ending of the year, crickets. Then you go into the next year, they ain't showing face. You ain't seeing nothing. You're asking yourself, what the hell is happening? Then you see another artist come out of nowhere, and then they have a run. This is what we're telling y'all. Sit back and understand the game, bro.
Man, go back to this album.
Yeah.
Go back to this album right here. K.O.D. J. Cole. Go listen to that last track. And tell me if that ain't what's going on today. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. To be honest, man, the thing is, what we're trying to teach and preach here, and because we're artists ourselves, and again, we're learning this, and we have to talk to ourselves in our own personal ways and with each other to keep us motivated about this topic. Is longevity.
That's a fact.
What do we really fucking want, man? Do you really are you in this to win it, or are you in it just for a paycheck? You know what I'm saying? You want a paycheck? There's a motherfucker out there that throw money at you right now. All you gotta do
Facts.
is maybe get a tat on your face, rap about a couple ARs. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever. Just get on a drill beat.
Facts. That's
Switch up your whole personality. They'll pay you. They'll pay you right now.
You got a catchy hook on TikTok. Man.
One catchy hook.
Man, you'll be good.
Yeah, bro, give it all up. And you can make you a bag. Go do that. Go do that. You know what I'm saying? But for the people out there who really want to stick around and who are talking about this stuff, man, because the way we talk about it is like, you know what? Even if we get there and then we don't get there, we done opened a bridge.
Yeah.
Now there's a doorway for the next generation that we hopefully will be there to coach and train and keep going.
And help them understand the situation.
Yeah, because like what? The thing is, man, that's why Lyrically Acclaimed is important to me. Mm-hmm. Is because not only is it just our podcast, but it's a dream realized.
Yeah.
It's just another thing that we can say, look, they said we couldn't do it.
And now we did it.
No matter what.
And here we are.
You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter about what, but we keep pushing forward.
Keep pushing.
Despite all that. Granted, do we learn? Oh shit, man! We walked in the building with hockey gear on, and we on a soccer field. Hold on, let's go change real quick.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? But we willing to go run back into the locker room.
I'm gonna say, yo.
You know what I'm saying? We willing to run back into the locker room and get the gear on.
If anybody wants to realize it, look at us. We started a whole year, had a hiatus and all that for a month, and look how far we came. Remember, we started off with just audio. Remember that. We started off with just audio. And they threw us a curveball. They shut down the studio that we was in. Then we made it back up. We got that camera that now everybody could see us at. And then we started over again. And look where we at now. You can see the posters on these walls. And don't worry, they going to be more. It's going to be a lot more.
More things coming.
There's more things coming, but that's what I'm telling y'all. Keep that dream alive. Just like we said last week on episode 25, and we on 26. A lot of people can't say they reached 26 yet, but we on episode 26. Keep that dream alive. Do what you got to do. We didn't sit up here and slow down. We learned. We learned where we was failing at, and we listened to what people wanted. That's why we got the camera. You feel me? Like, people wanted this, the visuals, and then we keep progressing. That's why we said new segments coming on, and there's a lot more that y'all don't understand. There's a lot more behind the scenes.
Just wait. The thing is, all this thing is coming to a climax at some point,
exactly.
Right? We gotta, what's that thing called? Everything rushing to a point. There's about to be a big explosion. That's all I'm trying to say. Because we believe in ourselves.
That's a fact.
And the thing is, we believe in the people that are around us. We don't mess with people that we don't believe in. And we see something that maybe other people don't see, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, again, like we just said, you got to go out there and hunt if you want to bring back the plate.
That's a
fact.
What I'm
saying? You want to bring back that big old woolly mammoth? You're going to have to go out there and spear that thing. And right now, you know what I'm saying, we learning how to carve the spears, baby.
Facts.
Yeah. We learning how to carve the spears, and we know where we're going. Enough. We sniffing them out. We know where they hunting at. You know, we know where they keeping. You know, we doing that thing. We're doing the things that we got to do to get to where we want to be, and that's the point of it all, man. Mm-hmm. We're having these conversations behind the scenes, and then we try to present it to y'all. The best thing we can to y'all, man. We're talking about the producers. We're talking about the way to navigate the industry. We're talking about the way to navigate just even the local scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's so much going on, right, that you just gotta. I'm gonna put it like this, man. The world don't owe you nothing. The world don't owe you anything. Facts. You come out here with your hands out, and then you get your hands slapped, and you looking at everything like, oh, woe is me, woe is me.
They don't owe you nothing, bro.
But I'll tell you this, man. Nobody owes you anything. They don't owe you that listen. They don't owe you that play that you get, that stream. Yeah. They don't owe you nothing. If you want it, you're going to have to work for it. And that goes for everything in life. That's not just this music. That goes for stacking your bread. That goes for building relationships. Mm-hmm. That goes for everything in life, man. If you want it, you go get it, man.
Facts.
Ain't nobody stopping you but you.
Hey, see, I want to piggyback off of that. Because this was a...
Bro, let me hit your face. Go
ahead. This was a comment that was made a while back. And it had to do with shows. We never addressed it, but I'm going to address it. we had a comment, and I said something on, if y'all go back, this was earlier episodes, where the fact of the matter is I said, if there ain't no shows, go ahead and put yours on. Somebody made a comment, pretty much, it was an ignorant comment, where it was pretty much, oh, that's like telling a homeless man, if you ain't got no home, go ahead and buy a home. It's funny, but this is what I'm saying. If nobody's putting on shows, invest in yourself. Invest in what you believe in. And that's real shit. You know nobody's putting it on, you start making, like we said here, start seeing the scene. If you and your buddies have music, push yourselves. Talk to local halls or people that could hold events. See how much it costs. You do the groundwork like we saying here. Print out flyers and start pushing yourself. Start putting it on doors or on cars and whatever, and present that show. This is what I meant by start putting on your own shows. Because there's an artist right now called LaRussell that's been doing it in his backyard for so long. It's in his backyard. Him and his team puts it together. They put on shows. You got to do that for yourself too. If nobody's going to do it for yourself. Because once again, nobody's here meant to give you a handout. The world, we said it just now, the world don't owe you nothing. You owe yourself anything. If you about to chase that dream, you got to go ahead and chase it by any means necessary. That means going through the right avenues, make your own connections, and doing all of that to get where you want, for people to get you recognized. Yes, we said, like I said, the internet made it easy, but you gotta understand that too, is oversaturated. Because that's what we see here. TikTok, Instagram, everything is oversaturated. You have to play outside the box and figure out, okay, if TikTok ain't going to do it, but I'm here locally, let me see if I can get my local people to get connected with me. Let's see if I could put on a show for them. No matter if it's free. You could do it for free. Pay your admission. You pay the people. You do it for free, boy. You know what that does for you? You gain fans. You gain acknowledgement. So now when you put it on, if there's any artists out there, they're going to tap in with you. Any producer out there, they're going to tap in with you because they know what you're doing. And then they start believing like, yo, bro, I see what you did. Yo, we need to work. And that's how this goes. So for that comment that happened how long ago, that's what I meant by putting on your own show. That means believing in yourself to do something for yourself, your team, or whoever, to the fact that you making your own acknowledgement and making something for yourself. And that's real shit.
For real. Man, and even more to piggyback off of what you just said, man. There's a homeless man that be posted up down the street from my house. He got a sign that says, all I need is art supplies, and that's all I'm looking for, right? He sits on that corner every day and draws.
He grinding.
He draws every day. That man is homeless, but he still has a dream.
Mm-hmm.
That dream is to be an artist.
That's a fact.
And you know what he does every day? He go out there and beg. But he ain't never gave up on his dream. Facts. And I'm not telling you go out there and beg. You got it better than that man do. You got a roof over your head. You got a studio you can go to. You got partners that rap and that hype you up, that try to get you into places. Mm-hmm. You got all the stuff that you need, and you still complaining.
Facts.
And you still complaining. That's on you, bruh. That ain't on nobody else. So what you gonna do? You gonna get up and make something happen, or you gonna let that homeless man out hustle you?
Facts.
Let me hear what you gotta say to that, man. Because at the end of the day, there ain't nothing that's gonna stop me. Mm-hmm. I done had everything told to me. I done from you need to chill out, or you're too old. Nah, bruh, get out of here. You know what? Nah, man. I have a goal, and I'm going to aim, and I'm going to shoot for that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say something. On some real shit. To me, personally, I'm going to put it like this. You are never too old to chase your dream. And that's real shit. I've watched a podcast before where, and this is not even art, where they used to call her Chef Nancy. That lady was in her 40s going into her 50s before she changed her life into what she wanted to do. And that was catering. She went to culinary school. She had a whole family. Went to culinary school because she chased her dream in her 40s going into her 50s. Why should we have a limit on when we should start when it comes down to the music industry, being an artist or anything else. Granted, I understand it when it comes down to football, when it comes down to sports, that's a different situation because everybody knows as your body gets older, there's certain things, physicalities that it can't take. That's a different situation. And that right there, I can understand why that dream might die. But besides that, there shouldn't be no limitations on chasing your dreams, bro. And girls and women, they should not be nothing. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody put a limitation on you, on what you believe in and what you want to follow through. It's up to you. If you give up, pretty much like this, if you give up, everybody else wins. Because you know why? They already told you to give up. You need to win for yourself, not for anybody else. For yourself, you need to win. So go chase that. Do what you got to do. Hustle hard, bro. Hustle hard, and you gonna see what happens. Why you think we here? Why you think we here? We going on, hell, shit, what, October? October makes a year of lyrically acclaimed.
That's crazy.
Think about
That's
that.
crazy to hear, bro.
October makes a year of lyrically acclaimed podcasts. Yeah, we ain't, put it like this, yeah, we ain't there where we want to be. But you think that's stopping us? They ain't stopping shit. This is just the beginning. 1 year in.
You need a foundation to build a house, baby.
We're building. And we continuing to build. I'm going to put it like this. As an artist, I'm going on 4 years as an artist. As a hip-hop artist. And I've seen what my music has done. Like I said, go check me out. And I'm going to put out more music. Trust and believe. Don't worry. We have stuff in the works. Let me just put it like this. ADHE. Look out for that. We got something coming for y'all. But we ain't stopping because of our age. We know what we got. We know what we represent. We know what we got to say.
You know what? Not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But these young niggas, man. Y'all YN, bro. Y'all all this calling us uncles. Bro, we still young, bro.
It's a fact.
I don't care. Look, and they gonna call me up just for saying that. But I don't care, bro. I am only 32. Bruh.
Facts.
I'm only 32. The world is just really opened up to me.
That's a fact.
My frontal lobe really just finally grew in a few years back. You know what I'm saying? But I say that, I'm joking around, but I say that because, like, man, these young boys be trying to bully us with a little bit of age. And I feel like, you know what? The best people underground that I've found here lately are guys 28, 29, 30.
Yeah.
They're in that pocket because they done lived a little bit of life. And they got something to actually talk about. They're not just talking about the partying and the drugs and the girls and none of that, bro. They talking about real life situations. You got guys who going to 9 to 5s, clock out, go to the studio, make a song about how they struggling. And bro, you telling me you sitting there at your house, you just got off of Wendy's. Your car note due. Your light's about to get cut off. And you like, nah, I want to listen to I got money bags on me. Whatever it is, right? Come on, bro. That's not to shame anybody. Music is subjective. I won't ever tell you what you should listen to. You know what I'm saying? I just want to speak to your heart, man. It's like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Kind of like back to what I was saying earlier. People want to hear what they feel, man.
That's a fact.
They want to know that, man, I'm struggling just like you is, bro. I'm struggling just like you are. There's this artist that I found. He verified on TikTok. I think he verified. I might have made up that blue check in my brain because I wish he was verified. But that, man, his tape. Matter of fact, man, let me shout him out, man. I know, man. Anybody listening to this, man, go listen to this dude, bro. I feel like he on another level. Hold on, let me tap in with bro real quick. See, man, that's what I'll be talking about. Ain't even in my search. Anyway, bro, I'm gonna find No Boy and I'm gonna put y'all on. Just let me get to the next episode. I'm gonna make sure y'all know. But this dude spit just the way he was talking about. We played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I went and listened to this. Boy,
Yeah.
when I talk about like no, like why isn't this what's famous?
Because he had that song that when he was out when he did that little visualizer, and he was really talking like when you really listen to his lyrics about what his family life, you kind of have to sit back and think about your family life. Like, damn, bro, like this man, he really went through some shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, and the crazy thing is, I know I say that for your song, bro. Either or, man, it's gonna be alright. I'm gonna find old boy. I'm gonna make sure y'all hear it.
But like I said, it ain't always about the glitz and glam, bro. For a song, it ain't always about the glitz and glam. There's a lot of people out here struggling. There's a lot of people going through bad relationships, sometimes good relationships. There's a lot of people that's going through things that we can't even talk about. You feel me? But at the end of the day, if they feel like they're being heard and they feel like there's somebody there that's representing them, that's who they navigate to, because everything ain't about the money, cars, hoes, ain't about the strip club, ain't about none of that. Like real shit, ain't about sex. It ain't always about that. And that's real shit. Sometimes it has to be about that heart, that breakup that hurt your heart. Sometimes it has to be like what your family life was back in the day, and you realize that you wasn't the only kid that went through this shit, seeing either your mama being abused or the fact that the man, your daddy done walked out on you or whatever, and he's putting that pain in that song where he's like, damn, that's what I've been through. It makes you have a different type of connection to the artist and to that song. That's what makes that shit keep being, like I like to call it, a classic. And have y'all ever realized why y'all think you calling us unks and all that? Have y'all wondered why LL stepped back outside? Why Exhibit stepped back outside?
What is it?
Why
KSR they all fit to start a new group.
Rakim was on what's it called? Talking about YN. Rakim and Lotto made a song I think last year, the year before last. Freaking Ice Cube made a whole showing out, making a 23 song album. Have y'all really sat down there and realized why all the OGs, why they're stepping back outside?
Boy, excuse me, I said KSR1. I meant
KRS-One.
Don't get it confused. I know who the man is.
Think about that. Or why the fact of the matter is, when you sit down here and think about it, for all those, think about this whole beef. Them guys is not in their 20s. Kendrick
they both touching 40. If Drake ain't already in his 40s.
And even Cole, like all these guys that you sit down here and think about, they're not young boy in the sense of what y'all call it young. Y'all paid attention. They made y'all pay attention for till this day. Till this day, a whole year. More than a lot of y'all favorite artists still sat up there and made y'all pay attention
bro,
to music on a different level.
Because look, let me tell you, man. Everybody was hyping Cardi up, right? That Cardi album. Bro, I don't hear nobody talking about that Cardi album. But I promise you this. Everybody, these little youngins, bro, they say, oh, Cardi is like, bro, Cardi ain't did nothing. What is that, his second album?
I don't even know. I don't even listen to him.
But see, it's I pay attention because the young folks, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me tap that one more time. The young folks, bro, like, I pay attention because I try to stay locked in. I try to understand their mind state. And it probably, it don't help that I'm calling them young folks when they call a nigga young. You know what I'm saying? But people younger than me, let me put it like that. I try to stay locked in with them because I want to understand where this thing is going, right? But like, I was looking at somebody like Cardi and I'm like, why are y'all hyping somebody like Travis Scott? It's very niche. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they make it seem like this is that. But it's well spoken for to the just hip hop in general. How it's always come back to the bars. Mm-hmm. It's back to the bars. The Joey, the
Rayvon, hell.
What's his name? Thank Lord, I'm forgetting. I'm drawing a blank.
Daylight.
There you go. On the tip of my tongue. Daylight. The even the Kendrick and this new Drake song.
Mm-hmm.
Drake got back to the bars.
Mm-hmm.
Bro spitting.
Yeah.
Some people may not agree with what he's spitting or the content.
But he's spitting. He came back.
He making a statement. You know what I'm saying? It's always back to the bars, bro. Hip hop ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing is, hip hop is almost like its own. It's a living entity.
Yeah.
It's gonna make you get down and lay down at some point. Hip hop is over 50 years old nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no more games to be played with this thing.
It's facts.
I don't know no 50-year-old who's gonna let you play with them. You know what I'm saying? So at some point things are gonna change, bro. And I hope everybody who is really listening are listening to what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get back to the roots.
Time.
It don't matter. You may not rap like me. You may not sound like me. Your content may not be like mine. But you know what? It's time to get back to the roots. And if you know what the roots are, you understand what I'm talking about.
Facts.
I don't gotta. What's understood don't gotta be explained.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't no more of this bull BS, bro. It's time to get back to the roots. And I honestly think I unloaded the whole clip on this episode. So
I got one thing.
What's that?
It's just random.
What's up?
Because it's piggybacking off the bars, but I want your thoughts. I think we talked about it. Do you think, random thought, do you think people are going to use AI like ChatGPT to help them write lyrics?
Yeah.
Or write their lyrics, like another form of ghostwriting, but it's not. It's AI ghostwriting.
Yeah, I think so. Look, there's ghostwriters already.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't people use that? I don't have to hire a team now. Bet it's cheaper on me. I'm pretty sure it's already happening. I bet you big record label is already making that happen for certain artists, right? Oh, hit the chat bot, hit the language model, let it see what hook it can make you. You know what I'm saying? There ain't. And my personal opinion is, because if there was ever AI robots versus humans, I'm definitely fighting the robots, even though I'm gonna get stomped. I'm definitely fighting the robots, but you know what? It's the natural it's the natural order of things, bro. Technology is just getting smarter. If I can use AI to help me figure out a recipe, why can't I use it to help me do this and that, right? And because all it's really doing is pulling from what's already out there, right? But it's also pulling from I don't know. It feels like it's pulling from something different too. I ain't gonna lie. That's another topic we could get into a little bit later, because I low key think AI is smarter than what we give it credit for. It's a little past what we already kind of market at. Yeah. But anyway, facts. I don't see nothing wrong with people doing that. I mean, it's like sending it to an editor, right? Why not send it to the best editor? I'll write all my bars. Like, I don't do it, but I would write all my bars down, send it through ChatGPT. Tell me where I can fix some shit. How can I make this better? Give me better synonyms. Give me better metaphors with the metaphors that I'm using. Help me amp this up a little bit better so it sounds, why not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, is it authentic at that point? That's the question, right?
That's a good question.
That's the good question. Is it still authenticity? Are you rapping what you believe? Or I mean, I guess if you feed it your bars and it makes it better, but is it something that you came up with is really the truth? Because now at what point are you just being...
The question goes to, is it really a matter of skill now? Because when you think about it, like we've been saying here before, like we said here tonight, a lot of these guys is based off of skill, based off of knowledge, based off of educating themselves and moving forward. You know what I mean? Now that you kind of have it, well, I ain't gonna say kind of, it's really easy. You could probably put it, because the reason why I came up with that is because I've seen a lot of these commercials that pop up on advertisements that pop up on, Facebook about, hey, you want to write a song? Go ahead and say, write me a song, and then it comes up with a whole situation for you, and it's like now you're taking away the skill of the situation.
Yeah.
So it's like that's where when it comes down to it, it's like it's a matter of skill now. Like, are you really a skilled lyricist, or a skilled writer?
But see, that's something that I feel like AI won't ever be able to accomplish. And who knows, AI's listening to this in the future and be like, bet, you know what I'm saying? But AI won't be able to accomplish is true human emotion and passion, which
Can't say that no more because AI, it's artificial. Nowadays, you never
but,
know. It
but
might bring it
it,
up.
It can't feel though.
It can't feel.
You know what I'm saying?
But
It don't go through the struggles we go through.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like
But it's just how I look at it as, it's like because it's a computer, and like we said, it's pulling from somewhere to write this song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where. It could be whatever these sources is going through. It's probably going through a whole mixture. He wants a love song, and it
Let me listen to all the top 10
like
love
within
songs.
seconds. It go like, I got it. I give you a whole chorus, intro, chorus, bridge, verse, another. You know what I mean? And you're like, I could, but it's
the
up to
thing
you
is-
as an artist, though.
But no, what I'm saying is, right, yeah, it could go through the top 10 songs, but it doesn't have the experience of why that person wrote that song. Because even me, right, like, let's say I wrote a song and somebody else sung it, right? That person singing it, that's just their voice.
True.
That passion and that struggle and the words, the story comes from me,
Yeah.
right? It's my thing, right? With AI, if I'm pulling from Taylor Swift, I'm pulling from Drake, I'm pulling from a little bit of soca, I'm pulling from whatever, right? I'm pulling from all the songs that talk about this, that, and the third, right? It's like, but what is real about it? You know what I mean? There ain't no real passion behind it.
True.
Like, I can't write a love song with ChatGPT because the real passion and the love I feel for my family and my girl or ChatGPT won't ever be able to understand that, or AI won't ever be able to understand that. Like the struggle of somebody in the trenches right now who got their lights cut off, they using candles to keep their house lit, eating cereal, you know what I'm saying? Because they wish they could have like just a McDonald's burger.
Yeah.
You don't. That can't capture that.
That's true.
When they put that down on pen and pad,
that's true.
that anger at the world, the anger at everything.
Everybody, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They can't it can't capture that. It can mock it.
Yeah, but
it
it's not
won't.
going to feel the initial feeling of the
It
whole
won't.
situation.
And then the only thing is, right? Let's say you tell a large language model like, this is my struggle, this is what I'm going through, right? You're only giving it a few prompts.
Yeah.
Unless you write your whole story down. Well, let's start at day one. My daddy left. My mama, she had kidney cancer, and then I was born. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, whoa, hey, how much of AI? Well, it's gonna write you bars telling you exactly. My daddy left me. My mama got kidney cancer. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's gonna do. It can't
Facts.
express that feeling that you feel. And it can't make it beautiful like you can make it
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's true.
Because look at it. If I say I'm struggling and the world is bearing down on me, right? I feel like that, right? But I write it down like it feels like the sun is crashing into my world. You know what I'm saying? And then like you mentally just like you picture that the sun just falling to the world, blowing up it, like, creating chaos. It's almost, you know what I'm saying? It's a different thing than what AI
I will do.
Like, yeah, I can put some metaphors in there, but it's only gonna write what I want it to write.
That's facts.
But and that's just my thing. So
That's
at
what
the
I
end of the day, like I said, is it really authentic?
That's what I'm saying. To
That's
me,
my opinion.
Yeah, that's the question. But that's what I also say too. It's up to the artist. And really, shit, it's really up to the artist. If you really want to be real about it, put your skills to work. You feel me? Because only you could tell your story. No matter what it is, only you could tell your story.
Look, I don't mind, like I said, let's say I'm working on a bar or I'm working on a stanza, right? I'm working on a stanza and I'm like, all right, I feel like this isn't to the capability. I feel like my metaphor is all right. Let's say I take out the metaphor, the bars that I'm using the metaphor in, and I'm like, hey, help me.
Like a refresh.
Yeah, give me a better idea.
Yeah, for it. Yeah.
Or how could I say this in a different way? I don't feel like that's wrong. That's just like me going to a dictionary. Using it like that, I don't think is right. But telling it to create something for me,
that's different. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Doing it that way is like you coming to one of us and go like, do you like this bar? What? And then we come and say a suggestion like, nah, I think you should flip it this way. And that's, you know what I mean? That's a different, because once again, everybody writes, and then sometimes you ask your homies or you ask somebody that writes with you to go like, yo, what you think? And they could come up with ideas and go like, hey, why don't you flip it this way? I think you should word it this way. And it's up to you to take how you want to do it and go from there, because it always spawns different ideas. But as an artist, it is up, like I said, it's on you. Real shit. And that's what I'm saying. It's on you. If you're going to use AI to help you and you write your shit that way, like I said, it's on you as an artist. It's really, that's real shit. It's like, we can't tell you X, Y, and Z. We can't tell you A and A. It's not up to us. It's up to you as an artist if you want. And it's like what we say. If you want to take the easy way out of it, hey, man, it's up to you. It's a difference when you really writing and really putting your emotions on the paper and really putting everything together, putting the pieces of that puzzle together is a whole different situation.
See, there's this group right now called the Velvet Sundown. It's like a rock band or some type of rock sound, right? Complete AI band. Completely AI. It's called the Velvet Sundown. Go listen to their music. At first listen, like I didn't know nothing about this, but I keep my ears tapped open to more than just hip hop, right? Complete AI band. I was hearing rumblings about this, so I went and listened, and I was like, this would have tricked me if I didn't know.
Facts.
Like, for real, like, is it the best music? No, but like, is it good enough to trick the fuck out of me? Like, yeah, I could tell something was off though. That's why I could say it wasn't the best music. I couldn't put my finger on it until like it started coming out. Like, yo, nah, this is all AI. It's all made off of, I think the name of that app is Sona or something like that.
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro. Like, and then finally, I think it was the Rolling Stones or New York Times or something. I don't know. One of them big publications. It interviewed the guy who did it. And yeah, he admitted straight up, yeah, like, no, this is all AI. I just prompted a bunch of songs. But the thing is, this is where it comes down to you, the fans. Like, do you want real music? That's a real question. Do you want real music? Or would you rather just some AI chatbot serve you up a moment for you, right? Like, you know, do you want something that lasts forever, or do you want just to be right here, right now? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, that's what it's coming to. It's coming to the point where the fans want more and more and more and more and more. Rappers, pop stars, blues musicians, R&B singers. We can't just keep creating like that, you know. So what happens? You know what I'm saying? True. People want everything instant, microwave. TikTok algorithm. I scroll up every 2 seconds. There's a new video.
Yeah.
My attention span ain't that long. It's like keep going, keep going. So it's up to you. I mean, to be honest, the truth is, it's in your hands. It's in the music listeners' hands.
Yeah.
It's in your hands, to be honest. Like, what are we going to be doing? Are we going to be listening to AI generated artists? We already see Timberland.
Yeah, I heard he went.
He's signed his first AI artist. Yeah.
I've heard. The only thing I've heard was I know he was using AI to make beats.
Oh man,
I didn't know he's
first AI artist. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I don't know if I'm saying the name of this app right, Sona, but he's part of that. He's a part of that whole thing.
Here's my thing, and this is real. Y'all can't keep being fickle-minded, and I always want for the next big thing, and that's the truth of it. we used to sit down there and wait and get hype over albums coming out, a single coming out, hearing it on the radio. Even when in the beginning, getting to see the new video come out on YouTube when YouTube started popping. We weren't fickle minded. We would hear a song and damn near replay that shit back, because if the shit was hot, we were playing that shit back. This is what we talked about when it came down to it. Like, we sat up there, we fell in love with the song, we fell in love with the artist to the point that you're looking for the albums, buying the albums, and all this type of thing, trying to make it to their concerts. This is why a lot of the older generation of music up until now, this is why they lasted as long. Because as us as fans, we appreciated what they created, and we still listen to the song today. Hell, what was it? Backstreet Boys. What was it?
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye. And what was it? And I Want It That Way. Till this day, you could play that in anywhere that you go, and we're gonna sing that song like we just first heard it for the first time.
Boy, I said bye, bye, bye. That's insane.
Think. Trust me, I was
Take my millennial card right now. I'm so sorry.
We was all. I agreed. So you know what I mean. I was in the moment. But either way you put it, there's a reason why there's certain songs you can still sing to this day. No matter where you go, no matter how long, it could be out 20 years, we will still sing that song. But if you're gonna give it in for just today, and then you're waiting for something in the next 15 minutes, come on, bro. There ain't gonna be no longevity.
I think that's why it's important. Like, if you want to stop AI from doing this type of stuff, there needs to be laws, right? There needs to be, musicians need to be like mobilizing everywhere, standing up against this shit. Major musicians and indie musicians who are like on the cusp. Like, not like, I mean, like even us, right? But because it matters to us. But even those who are in the halfway point where they're like, oh, I'm almost there. And then they run into the wrong person. They're like, oh, man, just send me all your files. Mm-hmm. I'll take care of them for you. They upload them all into some AI generator, and now they don't need you no more. In fact, they got 3 albums of just straight up AI generated music off of your creations. Mm-hmm. But I think it's important that we all stand up, from the big guy, from the top of the food chain, Taylor Swift, because I think she's still the highest grossing.
I believe so.
Yeah, Taylor Swift down to the little guy.
Yeah.
The guy who's just picking up his mic.
Yeah.
We need to all be mobilizing and saying, no. You're not going to take our art. You're not going to generate off of what we've got. It's copyright infringement. This, that, and the third. Because who do you sue? Well, we start suing these companies. Mm-hmm. You start suing these companies. We need to make it, because dang, man, like what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You are learning. Y'all are, these AI chatbots are learning from our music anyway. Anything that's on the internet.
They're learning from us.
Every song that's been sung, every guitar that's been strummed, every piano that's been keyed. It's learning from all that. And if it's on the internet, it's learning from it. That's another conversation. Y'all don't let me get into my bag. Don't let me get into my bag.
We'll leave that for another conversation for another time.
Let me stop myself. But anyway, man, like for real, every musician should be standing up, man. Should be talking to your senator, your member of Congress, calling them and be like, hey, man, y'all need to do something about this. Because for real, man, this, at some point, you know, they already talking about how AI is going to take over jobs. You want to be just another starving musician who can't out-compete with a chat bot, bro?
Facts. That's making a song in 2 minutes.
You know what? The artists, the actual painters and drawers and stuff, they stood up. Where the musicians at?
It's time for us to do it.
And I won't get into my bag about how they've been using hip hop to push this shit. Well, that's a conversation for another day. I won't get into that, because I could talk for another 2 hours about that shit alone. But at the end of the day, man, I think we might have covered everything. Yeah, we done went left field, right field, center field. We done been back and forth with this thing, and hopefully you caught something that was interesting out of this.
Facts. Well, like I said, to our lyricists out there, we keeping that name. To our lyricists out there, Shout outs to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Lyrically Clean Podcast. Don't worry, like we said, Uncle D will be back next week. But you know what we always say, we love y'all and we out. Peace.
The way I spit hits harder than an hour later. Y'all soon call me the new rap assassinator.